What I wanted to show today was a recipe that I came upon um, for using embedded items and parts of other nodes into other nodes, quite frankly. This is a wonderfully bad description, I know, so this is a good start. But what I'm going to show, so we've got this embed test here, and you saw I had a table and I had a nice collapse set list. And what this is this is embed render full node 14. That's being provided by the token insert and token insert entity projects, so that I could just type the name of something like a poll. I think I have a poll in here. Maybe it's something about lunch. Yes, what did you eat for lunch? And then I can select a view mode, such as Moot display here, and I get an embed code that when I save, renders that item in place. The thing I really like about this is there's a lot of really good projects in Drupal for handling data and rendering it in a structured way so that you don't have to write HTML. So instead of having your content contributors have to understand how to create these field sets, for example, we have a content type called basically tabs under content types. So we see I have a tabs type, and then the only thing in it is a field called tabs, which is actually a field collection. And so I'm seeing the field collection I have, hey, this is used in tabs. We manage the fields in that. You see we have title and a text field. So by creating just a title and text field in that very simple content type, and another item, and very quickly show this and pop in some text. And save, and now I added another field set here without really needing to know how to do it. I can also delete them very quickly from here. So I've got the full recipe as to how you do this assembled in the blog post, because there's a lot of modules. I also included a make file so you can see what the different projects are that enable this type of functionality. Here's a different example. So we have a content type called table. So we have table type, and all table type has is a field called table field, which accepts tabular data basically. So either you can type it, or the thing I really like about the project is that you can import from CSV. So for this table, which is just, it's a node, and it's actually just rendering part of a node, which I'll show in a moment. We've just got all this tabular data, so you don't have to know how to create a table. You can also add to it and modify pretty quickly just because of how nice this project is. Another field. And so you could have your users author a table in this instance and export table data and get it right back out to CSV. So it's a real nice transition between the two. You'll see it has the sticky apply. So I didn't have to write any HTML to do that, which is pretty awesome. Another advantage, or another way that this works, is I'm thinking of making just kind of these super content types potentially, or the more of the tab-based thing. So this is called tabs, even though it displayed the other way. So let's see how we can change that. So we're going to manage display for that. You see we have field set of field collection items. So there's some really nice projects associated with field collection. So just to showcase how quickly you can alter the way this outputs, so we can say, hey, do this as a table of field collection items. Save and go back. This content reloads, and now we have that same data in the middle of this now rendered as a table of field collection items. We can go back into the content type again with the tabs, because this was actually the original reason I did this. And you see we have this tabs style here. In tabs, the field collection tabs module, you set which field in the field collection to use for the tabs. We've got title versus text. And what I can do is edit here, and we'll delete this last one. And when we embed it this time, I think it's just Module 1, tab display. We pick a view mode other than the full content. So full content is what you're seeing, and it actually is the default. So it uses all of these are the same, except for this one, which is my custom move display. So instead, we'll tell it to render in that manner. And so now when I say, you should see tabs, tabbed output instead of what it was previously. So it's a pretty cool project, series of projects, quite frankly. It's not one project. I'm also looking at how we could possibly use this, as I mentioned, to make super types or to make bulleted lists and things so that people aren't writing HTML for highly structured items, such as a poll, right? An AJAX-based poll that might just be self-checking the page. I don't necessarily want people to be writing the code in place. And the reason that we don't go with things like display suite or panels is just then we're teaching people how to do that when their familiarity is with clicking edit and just having text that they can modify. It's a level of comfort that they have with this method. So we're basically just making parts of it easier for them along the way. So another little project I found with this, so notice in the polls, there's this exclude node title module. So you saw advanced poll had the title listed. And we don't really want a title to the item because we're just kind of making these widgety things that could be displayed inline. So what I'm going to do is say exclude the title from all nodes that are of this type and on these displays. And now you'll see that we no longer have the title listed for that. These also respect, just because of the way they embed, they respect the settings of whatever this is. So I'm going to say, if there's a display author, I'm going to turn off commenting, not that showed, but just to, and we'll save that one. And now when we refresh, the top part is gone. So now we just have a nice clean poll that looks like it's in line with the material, but actually it's managed as a separate item of the page that can be modified independently or embedded multiple times throughout. So it's just another design flexibility that it provides us for tables and different elements, especially with tabs and things like this. Almost quick tabs-esque type of a thing would be rather complicated to do as HTML standalone or dumping it in via a template. Something I need to explore still is the custom formatters module, because I believe it will work nicely with this so that you could select the way that you want individual fields to render. And then if you're unfamiliar with custom formatters, it has its own website as well that has some nice ways in which you can render different things. So this is a way to have a link that's output. It's a covered link, and then we can just copy and paste this, and we have a new way of handling our user accounts in this case. That's field collection, so it's not much, but you get the idea.